Stop paying your city to live there. Think about your last bank statement. Look at the rent. Look at the mortgage. Look at the price of eggs. What if the equation was flipped? What if a city paid you? In 2026, the American dream is under attack. It is on life support. Rents are up 20%. Groceries are up. Interest rates are punishing. The idea of buying a home feels like a fairy tale for anyone under the age of 40. But there is a cheat code, a glitch in the economic matrix that only the smartest, most mobile movers know about. Across the United States, there is a hidden war going on. It is a war for talent. It is a war for taxpayers. And there are desperate cities sitting on piles of government surplus cash looking for people just like you. They aren't just offering cheap homes. They aren't just offering affordability. They are offering cold, hard cash. We are talking $10,000, $12,000, even $15,000 handed to you just to sign a lease or buy a house. This isn't a scam. This isn't a lottery. These are government-funded economic development relocation programs designed to steal you away from the clutches of California, New York, and Texas. We have spent weeks analyzing the fine print. We have looked at the payouts. We have investigated the catch. And most importantly, we analyzed the quality of life. Because a check for 10 grand is useless if you are miserable. Do you want a check for 15 grand? Do you want to own a home before you turn 30? Let's find out where you need to move. Number 7. Newton, Iowa. We start our journey in the heartland. 30 minutes east of Des Moines lies Newton, Iowa. Now, before you scroll past because you hear Iowa, listen to the math. Newton is a classic American small town with a very big problem. They have jobs, they have safety, but they have an aging housing stock. For decades, builders ignored small towns. They focused on the megacities. This left towns like Newton with a shortage of modern homes. So, the city council decided to do something radical. They created the Newton Housing Initiative. The offer is brutal in its simplicity. If you move here and buy a new construction home valued at $240,000 or more, the city will cut you a check for $10,000. Let's break down the catch, because there always is one. You cannot just buy an old, cheap farmhouse for 50 grand and claim the cash. Newton wants to spark a building boom. They want to modernize their city. So, this money is specifically for people who are willing to build custom or buy brand new inventory. But think about the economics of 2026. Getting $10,000 cash at closing is massive. That covers your closing costs. It pays for the moving truck. It buys your washer, dryer, and that new sectional sofa. It instantly creates equity in your new home. And what do you get for $240,000 in Newton? In Los Angeles, that buys you a parking space. In Newton, that buys you a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage and a backyard for your dog. But what is life actually like there? This is the Mayberry vibe. It's quiet. It's extremely safe. The crime rate is virtually non-existent compared to major metros. It's famous for the Iowa Speedway, so if you like racing, you have entertainment right in your backyard. However, if you're single and looking for a wild nightlife or swiping on dating apps, Newton might feel lonely. But if you're a young family, if you're tired of worrying about safety, if you want a yard where your kids can run free, Newton is a sanctuary. Here's the verdict. It's perfect for young families and retirees looking for safety and new construction. Not recommended for singles or hardcore city slickers. Number 6. Hamilton, Ohio. Are you a millennial? Are you Gen Z? Do you look at your student loan balance and feel a pit in your stomach? Listen up. This isn't just about moving. This is about financial rescue. Hamilton, located just north of Cincinnati, runs a talent attraction program, but the locals call it the reverse scholarship. Usually, you pay a university to go there. Hamilton pays you for having gone there. Here's the deal. They'll pay you up to $300 a month for up to $15,000 total to pay off your student debt. Imagine that. $300 a month taken off your shoulders. That's a car lease. That's your grocery budget. Gone. Covered by the city. The catch? This isn't for everyone. They're targeted. You must have graduated from a STEAM program, science, technology, engineering, arts, or math within the last 7 years. They're trying to build a brain trust. They want engineers, designers, and tech workers to revitalize their economy. Now, let's talk about the vibe. Hamilton isn't a cornfield. It's a historic industrial city that is undergoing a massive Rust Belt revival. 10 years ago, maybe you wouldn't move here. Today, it's thriving. They have a designated DORA district, designated outdoor refreshment area, where you can walk around downtown with a beer, visiting incredible breweries and local shops. They have the Spooky Nook, which is one of the largest indoor sports complexes in the entire country. And the location is strategic. You're 30 minutes from Cincinnati. This means you have access to NFL games, Major League Baseball, major airports, and big city concerts. But you live in a town where the cost of living is 40% lower. For a 25-year-old remote worker, moving to Hamilton is basically giving yourself a $10,000 a year raise, plus the student loan help. The verdict on Hamilton? It's the ultimate hack for recent graduates with debt. If you're eligible for the STEAM program, this is a financial no-brainer. Number 5. The Shoals, Alabama. If you want culture, music, and Southern charm, stop looking at Nashville. Nashville is too expensive. Look at the remote Shoals program. This region includes the towns of Florence and Muscle Shoals, sitting right on the banks of the majestic Tennessee River. The Payout? They are offering $10,000 cash to qualified remote workers. The structure is designed to keep you there. You get 25% upfront to help with moving expenses. You get another 25% after 6 months, and the remaining 50% after you complete your first year. The catch? You must be a full-time remote worker employed outside the county. And you must earn at least $52,000 a year. Why? Because they aren't looking for people to take local jobs. They're looking for high earners who will bring their salary from New York or Chicago and spend it in Alabama local businesses. Let's talk about the cool factor. This place is legendary. Muscle Shoals is the hit recording capital of the world. The Rolling Stones, Aretha Franklin, Paul Simon, Cher, they all came here to record because of the specific sound of this town. The culture here is deep. It's rich. You have the University of North Alabama bringing a college town energy, art festivals, and a thriving culinary scene. But the real magic is the tax savings. Alabama has some of the lowest property taxes in the entire nation. Read that again. $500 per year. When you add the $10,000 cash bonus and the tax savings, the first year of living here is practically free compared to the coasts. Plus, they have invested millions in internet infrastructure. You will likely have faster fiber internet in this Alabama town than you do in downtown Boston. The verdict on the Shoals? Best for the creative class and music lovers who work remotely. If you want a slow pace of life with high-speed internet, this is your spot. Number 4. Rochester, New York. Yes, New York. We know what you're thinking. New York City is expensive. But upstate New York? That is a different planet. While everyone is fleeing Manhattan due to rents hitting $4,000 a month for a studio apartment, Rochester is making a compelling offer to bring talent back. This is the Greater ROC Remote Program. The payout is one of the highest on the list. You can get up to $19,000 in grants. Here's the breakdown. $10,000 specifically for relocation reimbursement, plus another $9,000 in homebuyers incentives and down payment assistance. The catch? You must be a full-time remote worker living more than 300 miles away. They want fresh blood. Here's the secret about Rochester. It allows you to hack the New York brand without the price tag. Rochester isn't a small town. It's a legitimate big city. It was once one of the wealthiest cities in America during the Kodak era. That wealth left behind incredible infrastructure, world-class museums, the strong National Museum of Play, the Eastman School of Music, an incredible food scene, and Wegmans. If you know, you know. It's the best grocery store in America, and it started here. But unlike New York City, the median home price here is hovering around $180,000. You can buy a historic Victorian mansion here. We're talking 5 bedrooms, original woodwork, massive yard, for the price of a studio apartment in Brooklyn. The downside? We have to be honest. The snow. Rochester gets lake-effect snow off Lake Ontario. Winters here are long. They're gray. They're snowy. But ask yourself this, if you work from home, do you really care about the snow if the city just paid you $19,000 to sit by your fireplace? Plus, if you like skiing or snowboarding, the Bristol Mountain Resort is right there. You learn to embrace the cold. The verdict on Rochester? Best for people who want big city amenities, museums, orchestras, fine dining, but only have a small town budget. If you can handle the winter, the value here is unbeatable. We're entering the top 3. These next 3 programs are the gold standard of relocation incentives. The money is easier to get, the communities are stronger, and number 1 is offering a package that could change your entire financial future. Number 3, Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is the program that started the revolution. It's called Tulsa Remote, and it is widely considered the grandfather of all incentive programs. Tulsa has successfully moved nearly 3,000 people to the city since 2018. Why is Tulsa number 3? Because it's a proven system. You're not a guinea pig here. They know how to treat you. The payout? $10,000 cash. You typically get some upfront for moving expenses, and the rest as a monthly stipend or a lump sum when you buy a house. The catch? You must be a full-time remote worker living outside of Oklahoma. That's pretty much it. The acceptance rate is competitive because so many people apply, but the barrier to entry is low. But Tulsa offers more than money. It offers the best community on the list. This is the biggest fear of moving to a new city. Will I make friends? Will I be lonely? Tulsa solves this. When you move, you get free access to 36 Degrees North, a luxury co-working space in the heart of downtown. You're invited to meetups, parties, volunteer days, and networking events exclusive to Tulsa Remote members. For remote workers who are lonely, this is huge. You're not just moving to a city. You're moving into an instant friend group of 3,000 other people who are in the exact same boat as you. Plus, Tulsa is shockingly cool. It was once the oil capital of the world, which means it has stunning Art Deco architecture that rivals New York. They just built the Gathering Place, a park that cost nearly $500 million to build. It was named the best city park in the United States. The cost of living? Dirt cheap. You can live like royalty here on a $50,000 salary. The food scene is exploding, the arts district is vibrant, and the traffic is non-existent. The verdict on Tulsa? The best option for singles and social butterflies. If you're afraid of being lonely in a new city, Tulsa is the safest bet. It's an instant community. Number 2.
West Virginia. The program is called Ascend WV, and it is offering one of the most generous packages in the country to get you to move to the Mountain State. This isn't just one city. You can choose from several locations like Morgantown, Lewisburg, or the Eastern Panhandle. The payout? $12,000 cash. You get $10,000 paid out over your first year in monthly installments, and this is smart, they give you an extra $2,000 if you stay for a second year. They want you to put down roots. But cash is just the start. They understand their brand. West Virginia is about the outdoors. So, they also give you a free outdoor recreation package worth $2,500. This includes free whitewater rafting trips, free skiing passes, free rock climbing gear rentals, and access to co-working spaces. The catch? It is competitive. You have to apply and be selected. They're looking for people who genuinely love the outdoors. If you hate hiking, do not apply here. Also, West Virginia is rural. Outside of the main hubs like Morgantown, which is a cool college town, it is very quiet. But let's talk about the vibe. It is pure Appalachia, green, rolling mountains, zero traffic, fresh air, and total freedom. The state has invested heavily on high-speed internet for these zones, so you can zoom into your corporate meeting in the morning and be kayaking on a Class 4 river by 5 p.m. If you're tired of the hustle culture, if you're tired of the noise, if you want to reconnect with nature while keeping your big city remote salary, West Virginia is paying you to take a vacation that never ends. The verdict on West Virginia? The dream for outdoor enthusiasts. If you own a kayak or a mountain bike, this is your paradise. And finally, the biggest payout on the map. Number 1, Topeka, Kansas. They call it Choose Topeka, and frankly, looking at the numbers, it's hard to choose anything else. The payout? You can get up to $15,000. Let me repeat that, $15,000. Here's the breakdown. If you move there and buy a home, you can receive up to $15,000 in matching funds. But here's what makes Topeka special and why it hit number 1. Even if you just rent, you can still get up to $10,000. Most programs only pay home buyers. They ignore renters. Topeka wants everyone. The catch? This one's unique. It requires an employer match. Here's how it works. If you move for an on-site job in Topeka, your employer pays half and the city pays half. If you're a remote worker, your remote employer has to agree to pay half. Now this sounds tricky. Why would my boss pay? Because it's cheaper for them to pay $7,000 once than to give you a $20,000 raise to live in San Francisco. You have to sell it to your boss as a cost-saving measure for the company. Let's look at the economics. Topeka is incredibly affordable. The median home price is around $175,000. Imagine taking a $15,000 check and putting it straight into a down payment on a house that cheap. You're covering nearly half of your down payment instantly. Your mortgage on a nice family home here would be less than a car payment in Miami. Topeka is the capital of Kansas. It's stable, it's quiet. Downtown Topeka has seen a massive revitalization. They have the Evel Knievel Museum, they have great barbecue, and fun fact, it's the home of the first Jimmy John's. It's geographically in the center of the U.S., making travel easy. Is it the most exciting city in the world? No. But is it the most financially aggressive city in America right now? Absolutely. If your goal is to stack cash, get out of debt, and own a home immediately, Topeka is the winner. The verdict on Topeka? The financial fortress. If you can get your employer to agree to the match, this is the fastest way to build wealth in America right now. So, here's the reality check. We're living in strange economic times. You can stay in the cities that are trying to push you out. You can keep complaining about the price of gas, the rent hikes, and the impossibility of the housing market. Or you can seize the opportunity. You can fill out an application, you can pack a U-Haul, and you can let a city pay you to start a new life. This is called geo-arbitrage. It's what the rich do. They make their money in high-value economies and live in low-cost economies. Now, thanks to remote work and these programs, you can do it too. Which check would you cash? The mountains of West Virginia? The instant community of Tulsa? The debt relief of Hamilton? Or the big money in Topeka? Let me know in the comments below. And seriously, if you know of any other hidden incentives, share them with the community. We're all in this together. We cover the best money moves in America every single week. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next opportunity to change your life. I'm the American Exit. Thanks for watching. Make your move, and I'll see you in the next one.